No one thought a young Filipina would walk into the Wuhan Open Players party and instantly reset the entire room's energy. Yet, that's exactly what happened when Alex Eala stepped into the spotlight. The cameras weren't pointed at her at first. The headlines weren't about her. The anticipation was centered around the world number one, the reigning Wimbledon champion, and a collection of household names who normally dominate every conversation in women's tennis. But something shifted that night. Even in a room filled with champions, one unexpected figure drew eyes, whispers, and sudden online buzz. It wasn't because she tried to make a scene. It wasn't because she lived for attention. It was because she arrived with a quiet confidence that didn't match her age, her ranking, or the expectations set for her. Within minutes, fans started asking the same question. Who exactly is Alex Eala becoming? That night in Wuhan wasn't just a party. It was a signal. And most people didn't realize it until the clips went viral. Because while the spotlight naturally chased the superstars, the real surprise of the night stood in the background, smiling, laughing, and owning her moment like she'd been doing this her whole life. And the more people watched, the more the story took on a life of its own. It began with a few snapshots, nothing posed, nothing dramatic. Just Alex casually talking with players far more decorated than she was. But sometimes, moments that aren't planned become the ones that stick. Online, fans immediately noticed something different about her. Not just the elegance of her outfit or the way she carried herself, but the way she fit into the environment, as if the elite circle wasn't foreign to her anymore. People wrote things like, "She looks like she belongs with the top players." Alex is leveling up, and you can literally see it. Her confidence hit differently tonight. And it wasn't just compliments. Some fans swore her energy felt sharper, almost like she was entering a new phase. Rumors even emerged claiming she'd changed her mental preparation routine recently, adopting a more serious, locked-in mindset behind the scenes. Others started speculating about what exactly sparked the sudden glow-up. A new coach? A breakthrough in training? A personal decision to stop playing small around tennis royalty? Nobody knew for sure, but everyone felt the shift. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Because the Wuhan Open wasn't just another event. It was a pressure point in her season and a possible turning point in her entire career. In a room filled with stars, Alex wasn't supposed to stand out. She wasn't a top seed, a Grand Slam winner, or someone who dominated headlines. She was the only Filipina there, representing a nation that had rarely been highlighted in the tennis world. And that alone created a wave. For Filipino fans, the night felt electric, a moment of pride that didn't require medals or trophies. Just seeing her among the biggest names was enough to spark a flood of excitement online. But with pride came pressure. Some viewers questioned whether the attention was pushing her too fast. Others argued she deserved every bit of recognition for her dedication and rise in China's recent tournaments. The debates grew louder. She's rising too quickly, she needs time. No, she's finally getting the respect she worked for. This tension created the perfect narrative storm: admiration from fans, doubt from critics, curiosity from neutral viewers, and a storyline that practically invited speculation. But underneath all of that was something more personal, something deeper happening in Alex herself. Because her appearance didn't feel accidental. It felt intentional. It felt earned. And it hinted that she was carrying far more momentum than most people realized. Alex didn't walk into the Wuhan party as an outsider. She walked in fresh off a strong run across multiple cities in China. Semifinals in Jingshan. A seeded entry in Suzhou. Solid performances that showed not just growth, but consistency, the thing analysts always said she lacked. Commentators began calling her Asia's quiet threat. Not loud, not flashy, but dangerous because she was adapting faster than expected. Behind the scenes, rumors started floating around that her team had dramatically intensified her training schedule, longer sessions, harsher drills, and a new focus on tactical discipline. Some fans worried about burnout. Others believed this was the exact fire she needed to break through. There was even talk that she had been experimenting with subtle adjustments in her playing style, tiny technical refinements designed to help her handle heavier hitters and faster courts. But while her on-court evolution was impressive, what really caught the world off guard was what happened off the court. The party wasn't supposed to be a spotlight moment for her. Yet somehow, the night revealed more about her trajectory than any match could. Because the way she interacted, who she spoke to, how she reacted, the confidence she showed all hinted at something bigger stirring beneath the surface. And the clearest signal of that came from a single conversation that fans couldn't stop talking about. Cameras caught a moment fans couldn't ignore: Alex and Iga Swiatek talking with surprising ease. No stiffness, no awkwardness, just two players chatting like equals. Nobody knew what they talked about. But that didn't stop speculation. Some theorized they discussed mental preparation, especially since both players are known for their emotional discipline on court. Others believed it was light banter, possibly even advice from Swiatek, who has always been generous toward younger players. But the real shock wasn't the conversation itself, it was how comfortable Alex looked. Like she wasn't intimidated by the world number one. Like she belonged in that circle without question. Then came the interaction with Leylah Fernandez, a moment that lit up Filipino communities worldwide. Two players with Filipino roots, standing shoulder to shoulder on a global stage, each carving their own path in different countries, but sharing a cultural bond that resonated deeply with fans. It was powerful, emotional, symbolic. Some fans even joked that the Filipino takeover is starting. Mixed with admiration, however, were low-level whispers that not everyone in the room appreciated this sudden presence. A few tennis forums suggested that some players seemed caught off guard by how naturally Alex blended in. Whether those rumors were true or not didn't matter. They added fuel. They added mystery. They added narrative. And they opened the door to an even larger story: how Alex ended up here so fast. A lot of people still see Alex as the teenager who trained under the Rafa Nadal Academy, quietly grinding away in the shadows of bigger names. But her evolution has been far more dramatic than most realize. Behind the calm personality is someone who works with intensity few can match. Coaches and insiders have described her as obsessive, relentless, and laser-focused when she's locked in. Over the last year, she rebuilt aspects of her game. She refined her movement. She sharpened her shot selection. She developed emotional maturity far beyond her age. And yet, she remained humble, something that surprised analysts who expected young rising athletes to become cocky or overwhelmed. Instead, she became the opposite: grounded, composed, and surprisingly self-aware. This combination, humility plus relentless work, created a rare blend that not many young athletes possess. It wasn't just that she improved on court. She grew into the version of herself people saw that night in Wuhan. A version who didn't look intimidated. A version who spoke comfortably with champions. A version who carried herself as someone ready to chase greatness seriously. Not someday. Not eventually. But now. The Wuhan Open isn't just another tournament. It's one of Asia's biggest tennis stages, a measuring ground for rising stars who want to break into elite territory. For Alex, performing well here wouldn't just bump her ranking. It would announce her arrival. And for Filipinos, her presence alone was historic. Tennis has never been a mainstream sport in Southeast Asia. It was always seen as distant, a game dominated by Europe, America, and a few powerhouse countries. But Alex challenged that narrative simply by being there. Her appearance symbolized representation, possibility, breaking stereotypes, a shift in how Southeast Asia fits into global tennis. Filipino fans flooded social media with messages of pride. Many said they never imagined seeing a Filipina standing among the world's best, not as a fan, not as a guest, but as a competitor. And as that pressure grew, so did the expectations placed on her shoulders. But it wasn't just fans watching. Analysts saw something in her recently, something small but undeniable. She wasn't just participating anymore. She was competing, belonging, evolving. And in the days following the party, the discussions surrounding her only grew louder. Fans tend to notice things analysts overlook: tiny shifts, small interactions, unspoken energy. And the comments were revealing. People pointed out how calm she looked compared to previous appearances. Others said her posture and body language were more confident and controlled. Some even claimed she had the aura of a future champion. It wasn't forced confidence. It was natural, earned, visible. Players who don't belong tend to look nervous. They tend to shrink into the background. They tend to watch the stars instead of stand beside them. Alex didn't show any of that.